House.
Gingerbread house. Gingerbread
Don't
house.
break your gingerbread.
Oh yeah.
Gingerbread.
Welcome back to another Little League Goats podcast. This is the sports podcast that has nothing to do with sports. My name is Austin Gray. Normally, we have our host, Brian Rayburn. He is actually adding another teammate to his roster right now, so they are having a baby. And today, we have a special Christmas
Special. Christmas special.
Yeah. And today, we've got a special Christmas special.
Yes, sir.
We've got a Christmas special for you, and we have two of my favorite people with me. Round of applause for Evan and Alex.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, I'm
We're
excited.
to be here.
Yeah, on our Christmas special.
Yeah, well,
My favorite.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna be a good one. We got some gingerbread houses.
Yep, we're gonna be
in front
making
of
some
us.
gingerbread houses while I just interview and we talk over some
Yeah.
things. But I've actually never made one of these before.
A gingerbread
Yeah.
house?
Yeah,
I did like years
and
ago.
I
It's
also
been a long time.
yeah.
And
been a
speaking
while.
of
It's been a
gingerbread, we just want to take this time to announce our sponsor for this week's episode
Yeah.
is Trader
Trader
Joe's
Joe's.
Gingerbread House Kit. Thank
Imagine
you.
the Trader Joe's sponsoring.
Trader Joe's sponsoring our videos.
That's a
Thank you,
dream.
Trader Joe's. Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Yeah. Wait, so
course.
you've never made a gingerbread house?
Never made a gingerbread house. So I don't really know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
I haven't really done it either. I'm probably gonna let Alex take the lead on this
And you can
one.
eat these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Just take a big old bite.
I'll wait until the
Do we
end.
just
You
put it
just
on
make
a
that
table?
into the door.
I think so. I think so. Well, before we move any forward, of course, this isn't the greatest of all time GOAT show if we don't talk about something that is the greatest of all time. So normally it's usually a conversation we have that will make some people upset based off of their decisions. So I thought of going a little light with Christmas. So for you guys, what is the greatest of all time when it comes to your favorite, the greatest Christmas movie of all time?
Oh, that's a tough one.
The greatest
That is a
Christmas movie
tough
of
one.
all time.
That's a tough one.
What would you guys pick?
Alex?
Well, before I was married, I would have said like The Grinch or Elf.
Yay!
Because I love those.
Classics.
But
But
now what is it?
Evan's family tradition on Thanksgiving is to always watch the Christmas Vacation movie.
Oh, okay,
And
that's a good
I
one.
have to say, I really love that movie now. I hated it at first.
Yeah, because it's cringe.
It's so
It's
uncomfortable.
so cringe.
But now,
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy it.
Nice.
So-
That, I mean, she stole my answer, but I'm happy that's her answer because I think that is my favorite Christmas movie.
Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, Christmas Vacation.
Okay,
I think
nice.
there's a lot of good things in there. I think it's just a good, funny movie.
Nice. Okay.
What's
Yeah.
yours?
I would have to say, when I was younger, as soon as Thanksgiving was done, I would watch The Grinch every single day until Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah, I would
right,
say The
true.
Grinch.
So I would watch it like
Same,
20-something
yeah.
times every Christmas. So
Yeah.
I would say The Grinch. I love The Grinch. It's so good. Jim Carrey version, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say,
the
OG.
classic's good. The new animation
Yeah.
one's pretty good. But it's the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
It's hard not to choose the Grinch, let's be honest.
It's
I
so
mean,
good.
It is so good.
It's so good.
just-
It's so
it is.
good. My second question
Okay.
is this: greatest of all time flavor of candy.
Ooh, flavor.
Flavor
Like
of
not the type, but like what flavor? Like mine is grape.
Oh,
Like I
oh,
love
whoa, whoa, whoa,
grape
whoa.
candy, no matter what.
Yeah, yeah,
Skittles, anything grape.
Yes, Lord.
What's yours?
I would say lemon
Ew.
or grape. Skittles grape is my all-time favorite.
What?
But like
That's what I'm talking
everything
about.
else, I love lemon.
Okay, okay.
No, you guys are both. What? No,
What
the
would you choose?
goated candy flavor of all time is watermelon.
Oh,
I think most people
watermelon
would
is
agree.
so good.
It's watermelon. I mean,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
watermelon
okay.
Sour Patch, watermelon Jolly Ranchers,
This is a lot.
watermelon
yeah.
Sour Belts. I mean, the list goes on.
I love watermelon. Actually, you know
Sour
what? Grape is
Belts?
still better, but that
Whoa,
is.
whoa, 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 whoa.
So
I would say just keep those opinions to yourself.
I think we're doing this wrong. I don't. Maybe the water you're supposed to add the other
I think
way.
you
Yeah.
gotta add way more.
Let's just put. All,
Just to explain, we didn't really know what to do. We're mixing powdered sugar and water together
and
to
I
make
think that's how you make this,
to mix
Well,
a paste.
normally you have the powdered sugar and then you add water to it instead of adding
Yeah.
powdered sugar to water.
I think we're
there
killing
might be
it.
a little bit too much water, but we're just rolling.
We're
with
just
the punches.
vibing. We're just vibing.
Vibing.
Are you doing it right? I haven't even. You're gonna. Oh, you're gonna construct it early.
I was
No,
trying
he
to
was just trying to
construct
figure it out.
it. Okay, okay,
Tower.
continue. Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Like
That's
this.
good.
Like this. Ooh, okay.
A little more
No,
abstract.
no, look at the box. Look, these.
Oh. Well, duh. I told you.
But you gotta somehow put
That
on.
makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Okay. Well, those are the greatest of all time when it comes to candy, flavor of candy, and the Christmas movie. Have you guys watched any Christmas movies yet?
Yeah.
A couple?
Wait, have
Yeah.
you? Wait, which one?
Me.
You watched it
you.
without
Unless-
Evan, it seems
Um,
like.
Yeah,
well,
unless-
Rachel and I have been
oh.
watching a Netflix Christmas
Yes.
movie
Oh,
every
okay.
single
Yeah.
night.
Oh,
that's
nice.
true.
So we've been doing that,
those are
and
pretty
I also
funny.
watched The Grinch at my parents'
Okay,
house.
nice,
Ooh.
nice. Those are good.
I mean, unless Frozen 2 counts.
I
Evan watched Frozen 2 on Thanksgiving with my niece and nephew.
Yep.
that is not a Christmas movie, but there is snow.
It's winter.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
There you go.
No, I was involved in one or two cringe
Netflix
Netflix
movies.
holidays so
Nice,
far. So.
nice. Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Yeah, excited to be here.
For those who don't know,
Awesome
Evan is usually
curveball.
behind the camera, always filming this, so now you're in front of it.
Yeah, it does
appreciate
feel a
it.
little odd. I feel like I should be back there,
Yeah.
kind of checking on
Yeah,
things.
no,
but
you're in it now.
we're vibing.
We're vibing. Well, what I really want to talk about tonight is the topic of change. The topic of change. And this happens throughout our entire lives, but specifically for our students and for you guys watching, the change when it comes to like when you were a teenager, when you were in middle school and high school, what changes did you guys go through? How did you guys react to that? What kind of changes did God push you in? So I have a couple questions to start off with that for both of you.
Great.
If you guys can think of, what is one major change you guys had when you were in either middle school or high school? What is a big change that you guys went through that you had?
Middle school feels like so long
It
ago.
does. It
does.
does.
That
And I
feels
hate saying
so
that.
long.
Because now I just feel like we're old.
Yeah,
I
we're getting
know,
old.
that really
I know.
hurts
I
the
know.
heart.
I know.
I feel like in high school, I can think of like one big change that like, I mean, there's probably tons, but
Yeah,
the one
I
I can
bet.
think of is actually our pastor, who was our high school pastor.
Our
What?
youth
Our youth
Pastor?
pastor? There you
That.
You
go.
mean like what Austin is?
Yeah, him.
Yes, yes, I got
our
you, I
youth
got you.
pastor when we were juniors or seniors.
We were juniors.
We were juniors.
We were juniors in high school, and they decided they were called to start their own church in Santa Paula. So they left, and that kind of was a huge change, I think, for the youth group in general.
sure.
So our middle school pastor stepped up and was trying to do both, and it just didn't work out. And so then we had the two interns step in, and then we had another youth pastor step in, and
Yeah.
then we had Austin step in many times.
I was like 18.
There wasn't
Yeah.
much consistency
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's a
then
big change.
for a couple of years.
then Brian came in, and I think that was amazing and has helped us so much. But that was a huge change in high school because that was something we went to youth group every single week. We were invested in coming every week. We helped with middle school.
Yeah.
So I would
you
say
guys probably spent, I mean, I've included a little bit, but you guys spent more time here than any other place probably. There's like your house,
Yeah.
school, and then youth group or
Yeah.
just at church in general.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, like us three, us included, like I mean, especially Alex and I, we were at a point where we were coming to church probably 3 to 4 times a week
Yeah.
Yeah.
between youth group and like
Church on Sunday.
church on Sunday,
serving.
kids choir,
Serving.
serving. Like
Yeah.
we
I
were
worked
all
in the nursery.
we were all very involved, like at your guys' age. But I'm curious, Alex. I want to hear more. How did that specific change affect you personally? Because I think I know me and you handled it much differently.
I was really sad at
And also,
first.
I'm curious to see how you.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
you're involved in that too.
I was really sad at first, and I hate change. I hate anything new. I just hate change in general.
Yeah.
So I did not like the idea of them moving on and changing. And even though they're doing something so great and cool, like I wanted to be happy, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I got really bitter, to be honest. And that's not a good way to react, but I definitely was bitter. And then when Jimmy came in, like, that I was happy because I still knew Jimmy because he was our middle school pastor.
Yeah.
But then when he left, I actually became very, very angry. And, like, I didn't know what to do with it, but I didn't want to leave the church. Like, I still felt really connected. And, like, so I was angry. I don't
Yeah.
know. Is that what you asked me?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because I know, like for me, Alex, like she said, she doesn't really deal with change very well, and I'm
better
kind
now.
Yeah, no, much,
No, I'm not.
100%. And I'm kind of the opposite. Like,
Yeah, how do you normally deal with change?
I almost enjoy change.
Okay.
Not,
Almost the
it
complete
depends.
opposite of your wife,
I
too.
would say, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
like, not that I was like, oh, like excited to see our youth pastor,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, move on. Like that was extremely sad, and we were all very close to them. But I think, like I wasn't angry about it. I understood. I'm more understanding when it comes to change, and I enjoy kind of every couple of years, like doing something different or seeing what's out there. Like I think I give change more of a chance than Alex used to. I think she's a lot better now.
Yeah.
I think it's
But-
because of you, but
Yeah, I just like I moved a lot when we were younger, so I was kind of used to like
it was really
I don't know change. I guess.
Yeah, even
but
so, what was one of your biggest changes?
I don't know. I'm trying
in
to-
middle school or high school. Like, what
I'm trying to think.
something you had to deal with when it came to change?
you moved.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like
You grew up in
moving-
Santa Paula,
I grew
right?
up in Santa Paula, and then I got into Foothill, and so we went from living in Santa Paula to living in Ventura.
Yeah.
But like even then, like I was fine with it because a lot of the friends that I was making at youth group, I was gonna go to high school with.
Oh yeah, smart.
So it wasn't like
So it was a really good change.
it was a good change. I mean, it was yeah. I mean, I would say that was a big change in the sense of like this youth group is who like is a huge part in who I am today. And
For sure.
met Alex, I met you. Like it's yeah. I mean, everyone who we like our group surrounds ourselves with was a part of this youth group at one point.
Yeah.
So it had a major role, and I think going back to our youth pastor leaving, that changed for us. I think it's a good thing to say, like, it's something that we had to go through, but it's not, like, we can't allow that to determine who we are today. It plays a big role in who we are and kind
good way to
of
put it.
moving forward, but we can't let it determine who we are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
for sure, definitely. I even think like
And I'm curious to see, like, your input on all that.
yeah, I mean, well, I think one of my separate a little bit with my
Yeah.
one of my biggest changes in middle school was which is connects to youth group, but I think it was trying to find new friends. I think I had I had like
Oh,
two
that's
separate
another
groups of
change.
friends.
Yeah.
Ones who weren't making the best decisions, and so, but they were my best friends, and I was going down the wrong path, in 8th grade, going into high school, and so I had the decision was to continue to be friends with them, or do I shift to these friends who I know are probably better for me, which
Right.
is I had these friends at youth group, and I knew that they can potentially be my best friends if I continue to hang out with them and grow. And so I think that's what it ended up being was like
Right.
one of my biggest decisions, because I try to think of what if I continue to hang out with those friends that I had that are
Yeah.
making bad decisions.
Right.
It wouldn't have gone in the right direction. Like I would not be
Yeah.
where I am today for that big change.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think because I was switching to hang out with my like friends from youth group, friends from church,
I'm sorry.
Nice.
I'm a big texture person,
Yeah.
and that just was not
That
the vibe.
looks one of the most important things was what direction is God taking me?
Right.
So it was is God speaking loud to me in the situation, which means should I let go of these best friends because we're not making good decisions and they're not Christian and they don't
Right.
care. And that was probably my biggest change in middle school was switching
Forgot
to
about
better
that.
friends. Yeah, and that definitely helped
I changed schools.
me too. Oh, you changed schools because of that, even to be with closer friends that are making better decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So to jump to the next, just another question on top of that. So knowing that you guys have gone through different changes in middle school and high school and even now, have you found a change where you're so glad of the outcome of that change, and that at the time of when things were changing, you weren't feeling good about it? Maybe you're upset during the change, but now you look back and you're like, I'm so glad that happened.
Right.
I'm trying to think, like, when we were talking about, like, our pastor changing, like, of course that was really hard, and I was pretty much very mad about it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I look back now, Brian wouldn't be here without those changes, and I'm so thankful for Brian and his
Yeah.
friendship and his leadership.
Yeah.
So, I would say that's one thing. I mean, middle school, I was terrified to change schools, but I knew the friends that I was hanging out with at the first school that I went to would have led me down a bad path, and I wouldn't probably be where I am today if I didn't change schools. So I remember like the first day of school, like changing 8th grade, like you're out of this new school where like everyone's been together for 3 years.
Yeah.
So like I was the new kid, which kind of sucked. But at the same time, like I had friends there, so it just felt right.
Yeah.
And it felt like God had his hand in everything. I mean, he always does, but I can see definitely now that he did.
It seems like even when you have the changes, like you even ask God, like, why are these changes happening? Why this specific change?
Yeah.
And it might take time for you to even see that it's a good change, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Ed, what about you? For a change, maybe something that happened in the moment, you were upset.
Yeah.
But then it led to you, and you look back and you're like, I'm glad that decision was made, or I'm
Yeah.
glad that we made that change, or
Yeah.
you made that change. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, kind of like in a little bit of a different way, just ASMR for you guys. No, I think for me, like a big moment was transitioning from high school into college and
yeah.
trying to figure or navigate that out. Cause like it's exciting.
Did you know what you wanted to do in high school?
No. I mean, I was really passionate about photography, but like I didn't really think that was a possibility for me. And another thing is like a lot of my friends were like going to 4-year anniversaries. Anniversaries.
4-year universities.
For you like proper universities, and that like I played with that option, but I didn't really like have anywhere. I was like, oh, I really want to go there, and so like
Yeah.
I didn't really know, and so I went to VC, kind of thinking that like that wasn't the best option, or it wasn't that cool, or like kind of sad that I didn't have like a normal college experience. But I'm really thankful for that because VC it allowed me, that's like where I figured out where I wanted to, I figured out at VC that I wanted to pursue video and photo.
Yeah.
I took a business class at VC, and I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just want to like pursue what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful that like I even had a passion that I was excited about, where I know most of you still are trying to figure that out, and it's hard. It's it's a hard thing. Not everyone knows right away what they want to do, and I was very fortunate in that sense. But I think that was like kind of hard, is like that change of getting out of high school and figuring out what I wanted to do. And I think there's I think people think that they need to. I think you guys might need to. Say
that again.
I think you guys might feel like you need to have it figured out as soon as you're leaving, and that's just not the case.
Yeah.
You have time, and in my mind, I think you need to do and experience some things that you might not like and that you might not enjoy, so that it'll like help you figure out what you do enjoy and what you do like,
Yeah.
and what you might want to pursue as a career or just in life. So I think like that transitional period from high school to college was really big for me, and it really brought me to where I'm at
Yeah.
in my career today. So
And it even sounds like it took time. It wasn't like such a
100%.
You knew right away, or
Yes.
something that like
Yeah.
came overnight.
even honestly, I would say until the last like 6 months, I felt like really like secure with like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important to understand. Like, it's
Yeah.
not, the changes, you're not going to see positive parts if it's a negative thing to you in the moment
Yeah.
right away.
It takes a while.
100%.
It's like, this is even earlier than middle school, but it still had the effect in middle school and high school. Like, my parents got a divorce.
Right.
Which is probably some of you are dealing with that right
Yes.
now. You have those moments of like, there's this change. You might not be, you might not like it right now, or as time goes on, you still might not like it.
Yeah.
But at some point, you'll see the outcome of it and look back. Like for me, like I wouldn't have the step family that I have, who they I love them so
Right.
much. I wouldn't have my sisters.
Right.
I wouldn't, there wouldn't be the life that, a great stepmom, the life that I have now because of them. So you even see that it's not going to be right away. It could be years down the road that you see why that change is happening and why God led you down that path.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
God, that was great.
Yours looks pretty good, actually.
It does.
Thank
If this
you.
wasn't, I didn't think that was that much water. I thought it wasn't going to be that much, and then we poured this in, and I'm like, oh, hey, let's go. Whoa. My last question is,
Hit us.
during these changes, we always have certain people that help us in those changes. Who were some people that you guys had in your life when you were teenagers that just helped you through change and even just grow through those? Who were some people that helped you through that?
Plug, my youth worker.
Nice.
I had Amanda,
Plug?
like plug.
Oh, plug.
Like the plug.
The plug. Sorry, I don't.
My youth worker, my core group leader, Amanda, was a huge role in my life and still is to this day. And I would call her one of my best friends still. And she really helped me through the awkward times. Like I had her from like 6th grade till like graduating.
Yeah.
So that was really important for me. She was a big part in how I view youth group, how I view church, how I view God, and really seeing him more than just like this being out there, and really helped me build that relationship with God that I think I needed, because I have Christian parents and I grew up in the church, but it's really easy to just like live and do what you feel like you have to do.
Yeah.
And I think she really challenged me in my senior year especially to find my faith for myself. And I think she played a huge role in that. So I would definitely say my youth group leader.
And you're still really good friends
And I'm
with her
still
too.
really
Yeah.
close with
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
So
It shows the effect of what youth workers. That's
yeah,
cool.
totally.
Yeah. Hashtag sponsored by youth workers.
That's right.
No, I mean, I don't want to copy you, but yeah, I'm going to copy you. I think 100%, not just one, but multiple youth workers throughout, growing up, middle school and high school, that I looked to a lot, and eventually also became friends with as we got older. But like Alex said, I think the youth workers that we had growing up really shaped us. I know for me particularly, shaped a lot of things that I believe still to this day came from youth workers that were leading me and leading Alex. And so, yeah, I think, I'd have to say youth workers as well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say like I had really good
Right.
friends too
Yeah.
that really supported me and helped me stay in church and stay in youth group and stay with my relationship. And
Yeah.
I also have really good parents that
Yeah.
Yes.
helped with that too. So
Yeah.
Which is very fortunate.
I'd say the same. I mean, for me, youth workers is such a big deal. When I was in, youth group in middle school and high school, it was Ernie was he was my youth worker throughout
Yes.
a couple of the years. He helped, and through changes of trying to decide if I wanted to have like good decisions or make
Right.
bad decisions in high school.
Yeah.
I remember Ernie was always there to call me out. It wasn't even
Right.
like, sometimes it wasn't even in a nice way. It
Yeah.
was like, what are you doing? Knock
why
it
are you
off.
doing that?
Right.
Like, focus, come on, let's go.
Uh-huh.
And I needed that. And
Yeah.
maybe some people watching need that as well. Like, and so you had, I had these different guys in my life who would reach out and like, here's, you're not doing the things you normally do. I know you're trying to make these decisions, and high school's hard, middle school's hard, but here's what you should do. I got your back.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
definitely had some youth workers who were helping me with that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to like kind of go off of that. I mean, you kind of touched on this already, but I hate to be like the old, or not the old person, but like kind of like I feel like
How old are you?
I feel like a lot of parents, 26.
Old.
No, I feel like a lot of parents growing up and youth workers are like,
When I was
they
a
tell
kid-
us, they tell us like, trust me, like when you get older, you'll understand. And I used to hate
yeah.
that
I hate
saying.
that. So
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's so true, and like I want to preach that also. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
it's so hard to understand like when you're in high school and middle school, and like I remember like even dating you, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm in love with her, like I know everything.
Now you're
like,
married.
You know what I mean? And like me and Alex talk about this all the time, like thinking about us in high school as a relationship was so cringe. Like thinking about the things that I thought that were okay, or just like how I saw our relationship and
Yeah.
thinking that I knew more than I did. And it's so hard to see it, but like you said, like as you get older, you start to realize, as you grow closer with God, you start to realize, oh, God did this for that reason, and there was a purpose behind it.
Yeah.
And I think now that I'm, the age that I am or whatever, there's so many things I look back and I'm like, wow, God put me there for this reason, and then he brought me there because of that, and it was just like everything in my life has aligned for a reason, and it's been God's purpose. And every job I've had, it's like, oh, I had that, like in this job now, like I did that in my last job and the job I did before, and it's just like I feel like God had such a hand in everything that I've been through, like even just job wise. But I think it takes an active relationship with God to understand that and kind of see that.
Yeah.
And it's just it just takes trusting God, and I hate saying that, but I don't hate saying that because it's true.
It is.
Like
it is. It's
we
true.
just need to trust God.
It sounds cliche,
It
but
is.
it's so
cliche.
true. Trusting
It's so
God
true.
in every situation.
Yeah.
Every aspect of your
Yeah,
life,
it's-
not just the
Every
things
change.
that you want to control.
Correct.
And especially the things that you can't control. You have
Correct.
like there's no other option.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least in my heart and head, like
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do that will change this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you might as well.
Even as little as like get a flat tire and you have to deal with it or whatever, you
The
know.
little changes.
You know, you figure it out, and they're like, well, now I know how to do that.
And I feel like even through all the changes we've gone through,
Yeah, there's been
Yeah.
a lot this year.
yes,
Yeah,
a lot this year.
100%.
And one thing I always think of is just how change brings growth.
Yes.
Always, no matter if it's good
Yes.
or bad, change will bring growth.
Yeah.
So it can be a bad change in the moment that you don't want to, but you have to learn to kind of deal with it and navigate a new life and a new path, and that is still growth. You're still moving forward. So even if it's good, if it's a good change, you're still gonna find growth within it. So knowing that we're growing from every change in our life is good. It's like a
Yeah.
good reminder for ourselves.
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
be reassuring.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't feel great in the moment.
Yeah.
It's scary sometimes.
And I'm sure like there's gonna be so much growth, like when we look back at 2020, like in a couple years, like oh this happened for this reason, or this happened for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna see it later.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see this year like as nothing because God had this year in His plan
Yeah.
and like had everything that's happening for a reason, and that's gonna bring growth, like whether we like it or not.
Yeah, and we don't even know what's gonna be the outcome of it either.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be a good thing, or still kind of difficult for us or
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good, especially this year. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to find change and to know that change is happening even in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
On different situations, it's hard to find the good in it. But the one thing we do know is that we have growth, and we understand that God's in control of all of it. He's in control of every change in our life, and that's what we can focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing like that has helped me deal with change over the years, because I still don't like change, but I've come accustomed to it more
Yeah.
because I've had so much in my years.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've done is like I journal about things,
Oh, nice.
and then you can look back and see like, oh, this was going on in my life, like it's not that big a deal now, or you can see the growth, you can see the change, you can see, oh, God did this in my life, and where I felt like it was crappy or not going well, like I see where I am now. And that's just something that like I love to look back on and see like what was happening in 2020 or whatever. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one thing that has helped me over the years, because in high school I did not do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, change is hard.
Yeah.
Definitely. And journaling and or any kind of creative way to deal with it during change is so good. Journaling, writing music, writing
Yes.
poems, or even just talking to people, and
Yeah.
you know,
Even just like drawing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I like
meant
your
to say-
I like your gingerbread house.
Thank you.
You guys did a good job.
Thanks.
I feel like you did way better than
I
mine.
did all the work, as you guys saw.
Yeah.
Yours actually looks like put together.
No, yours. Yours
Yours
is
is
very
creative.
artistic.
It's not too bad. Yeah, it's more of like a hut.
Look, it's
yeah.
coming down.
Oh no
Yep.
no.
The test
I
is,
like,
can you lift it?
I just lifted mine.
Can you lift it?
Honestly, there's way too many like textures going on. Like I don't.
Oh,
want
dude.
dude. Well,
I really want
GG's.
to bite this.
Yeah, try it.
Okay.
Try it. Try it.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
I-
Well, thank you guys for being on the show. You guys can take your prize home. You guys definitely won
Definitely
this
take that
gingerbread
right to the
house.
trash can.
And
no, thank you for
yeah,
having us.
Of course. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man.
Have a
Merry
wonderful
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And
And
This was
happy
fun.
New Year.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We've got a lot of videos coming on this channel, and we love you. We can't wait to see you
Yes.
next. Stay safe,
Love you all.
stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes.
bye.
Bye.
I was gonna say peace, and then I went bye.
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 We just discovered there was little people There's this cutie little dog, like the people do. And there's this cutie little person. I'm so sad we missed this.